Hey everyone, it's Timid and welcome back to Road to 1K, and today's episode is going to be this Tier 3 fog match on the map IsSus, the second version of it, versus Taro Saga. So this is going to be a Tier 3 fog match, and I mean, if you take a look back at what I've been playing recently, it's mainly just been high funds. Well, specifically, it's been like iFunds naval. So I've kind of been stuck. Well, actually, I say that. It's not even necessarily true. Well, it's high funds and then tier 2 fog. Whereas this is going to be tier 3 fog. It's been a while since I played a tier 3 fog game. I think I've got one going right now, though, right? Yeah. So it's going to be the same thing. So it's going to be a second tier 3 fog. So it's going to be basically showing... Well, the next match that I'm currently in is going to show at least a little bit of what I've learned from this one. Because I still need to get back up to speed. I think IsSus and the map I'm playing on currently... Well, will be playing on, because my phone hasn't even moved yet. But basically, there's sort of the same sort of map, very small. I think it's like one comm tower, not that many mountains either, which is something that recons are pretty good when there aren't any mountains, basically. They become very, very important. And a smaller map like this, it actually does make sense to give them out a bit earlier than you might on a larger map, because your income doesn't scale as well. So if you wait too long to get your recons out, you're just gonna get spotted by your enemy before you're able to do much, and then you're gonna end up completely just getting demolished. But yeah, this map is fairly basic. You have a black belt on the HQ, another one on the road underneath it, which you can use to just ferry infantry back and forth from this way. So you should be expecting to see a massive ball of infantry from your enemy over here, getting up on this comm tower, basically. And then you're basically fighting over the two comm towers. Whoever, if you're able to snatch one, I mean, sure, it works. If you're not able to snatch one, it maybe becomes a bit more difficult, but whatever. And then there's also the single island on the bottom here that forces you to build a transport copter pretty early. Yeah, it'll pay for itself as well. It's just when you want to make that investment, right? This is the question. So, yeah, pretty basic map. As you can see here, because it's a small tier 3 map, Andy is very good, and Drake is also very good. Kindle is actually down at 40% of this map, which I would say is probably because there's not much on it. Like, the total income at par is, I think, 18. Well, it's 34? No, 32, 34, 56, 38. So it's 19k per player. There's also a significant, well, it's like a 3% STA, but honestly, there aren't that many matches yet, so I'm not sure how reliable that is. This is a relatively new map, actually. It was published back in August, so there isn't that much data, but this is basically a decent flashpoint. Or snapshot. Snapshot is what I meant to say. It's a decent snapshot of where the field is, at least right now. And it looks like Andy and Drake are basically dominating this one. Which is good, because I hate Kindle. I'm glad to see her go down. Unfortunately, Sonya isn't really being used, but oh well. I feel like I always say this as well, but I feel like this is a Sonya map too. Like, it's sparse, which makes vision much better. There's not that much income, so the superpowers are a little bit less effective. Honestly, I feel like this is... And it's only a single comm tower as well. Oh, the next map is double comm tower. That's why I didn't pick Sonya for that one. But I've probably... Honestly, looking back at this, I might have done a bit better if I picked Sonya, but I don't know. I was kind of just going YOLO balls to the walls in this one. So yeah. Yeah, par income is 19k. Don't copy paste mindlessly. Reminder, copy paste mindlessly. God damn it, forgot to shoot. That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh yeah, I kind of agree with Star Drifter actually. A lander would have been really nice here inside the black boat. Yeah, because that lets you maneuver vehicles up this way instead. Oh my god. Anyways, I may as well get started here actually. So, starting out here, he's actually going for the airport first. I'm assuming he's gonna just turn off of that. Oh, we did actually just straight up get the airport first. Huh. That's interesting. You know, I think that's actually might be optimal even. Yeah, well, no, it's not optimal. I've changed my mind. It's a crappy move. I was gonna say, if he had enough money to afford a transport copter that turn, maybe it would have been optimal because you'd only be losing out on like, well, still semi-optimal. So far, he's lost out on 1 unit count. If he gets a tranny copter now, he's not okay. Yeah, then he should have just gone for the base first, I think. If he was gonna play like that, because this way he's losing out on like 2 infantry, and he had the money to afford it as well. So he's down 2 unit count right off of that here. But that is a little bit of a nitpick, honestly. That's a bit of a nitpick. So he's going recon into tank up there. Interesting. At this point, I think I'm starting... Yeah, I'm opening tank here. Okay. And he's not going to have enough to chain tanks, but I'm going to be able to chain tanks myself. Okay, he's going for the transport then. Okay, that's fine. That's fair enough. I forget if I go for transport here, if I go for the tank chain. I go for tank chain, yeah. Okay. So he's getting the income of it earlier. So what I should have done here, right, is I should have been a little bit more aggressive with my tank, I think. Yeah, I should have moved it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, actually, I can't. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that move. If I had just moved my tank like there, it would have been able to cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would have been able to cover this infantry. Which is important because my opponent here is just going to move in against my infantry right there. Like that for 3. And what I also should have done was just scout it from right here instead of moving in all the way like that. Okay, because I had the tank chain ready here, and he's got the artillery ready already. Okay. Yeah, so I go in like that with my tank, which was a bit aggressive, I will say. Yeah, that was maybe a bit too aggressive. The reason why I shouldn't have done that is because, well, you'll see in a second here. But yeah, that was a bit aggressive. Mainly because I don't have enough infantry in this area yet. If I had one more infantry to start capping the comm tower that turn, actually, that would have been fine, I think. I mean, I already have the transport here. It would have been fine to be aggressive if I had moved my infantry a little bit differently there. But because the comm tower is just open there, well, he could have gone in for the comm tower, but he didn't, actually. Okay. And he has a second tank there. Okay. Right, because this is a small map, I was maybe a little bit, aggressive with this move right here. So, the recon here is fine. The infantry moves are a bit aggressive as well, actually. Just a little bit aggressive. Because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I'll just count the usable ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to have more of this coming in. He's going to have a mech next turn? Okay. Yeah, I don't like the mech here either, by the way. I think that's sloppy. When he talks the anti-air out, he's got the tanks ready. So me moving in like that was a really bad idea, I think, right? Actually, so he's sighted by tank there. But right now, he doesn't actually see this forest at all. Okay. So how did this turn go? Because I go for a vat and I put the tank in the forest, right? Which is a bit aggressive because it's in range of this tank. Had I just stayed back with my tank, it would have been fine, I think. The other issue here is that I don't really have that much vision of the area. If I had a recon ready already, that would have been maybe a little bit better, but I basically got 3 tanks ready to go here. So that's not like awful. Okay. Right. So that goes my tank. It's interesting that he kind of predicted this, actually. I think it might have been because he wanted to check to see if he... 1, 2, 3, 4... No. Huh. I guess he was just making sure I wasn't in the forest. And when I was in the forest, he's like, okay, I'll take that. That's fair enough. Okay. Yeah, but this the next thing I do here isn't good either. Right? So I take out that guy so I can see more or less what's going on around here. Which I should have checked on the replay. Well, actually, no, I can't see that forest. Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, I definitely should have gone onto... I should have gone for the recon here, I think. The reason for that is... Right now I see 2 tanks. I'm not going to be able to kill this with just basic Andy firepower. Even with a +1 from this. So I should just take out the recon so that he can't see as well. And then I can basically take out the 2 tanks from the city, because the tanks won't be able to take me out. Now that would have also given me vision on this guy, which would have been a bit useful. I would have been able to get a first strike maybe on it with the infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it would have been out of range of that anti-air as well. But moving in like that was also super aggressive. The reason why it's really bad there is because he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's 2 turns from being able to. So he can get a unit out from here to like there to there, and then he can attack into this forest like immediately. Which is why this was also pretty aggressive. Now I didn't know he had the I actually didn't know that he had the artillery there. That's where the recon would have come into useful as well there, but yeah, okay. And I got a bad luck roll as well against this guy, so unfortunately he gets to keep this, which is also kind of big. It doesn't really make up for the fact that I basically just tossed away 2 tanks, which at this point is basically a turn's worth of income for nothing. That's going to be kind of tough to make that back. But right now I am ahead in unit count temporarily. It's going to go away in a second, but... And then he's also bringing the battlecopter down here to reinforce his infantry, okay. Yeah, and then he's just focusing down my infantry, basically. He gets lucky there. So kill that guy. Okay, I see how that ended up working out. Because he had so much infantry in this area is the issue. And I am kind of exposed there as well. The forest is not safe. If you're fighting against like enemies, the forest is definitely not safe here. And I'm down in unit count, I'm down in unit value total. We're tied on income, but that doesn't really matter. Yeah, he's reinforcing that area, okay. Great. Yeah, and he's able to finish off my infantry like that. He's got 3 mechs here. See, that's not that great, honestly. I don't really like that much. Okay, so I finish off that, kill his recon. This one I'm assuming he's got this guy. Well, actually, no, not really. But yeah, I've got an extra 2 tanks ready to move in here. In the back. Do I go battlecopter here? Yeah, I do go battlecopter here, okay. So he takes out my tank, gets a shot off on the anti-air, which doesn't matter as well quite that badly. Because I'm Andy, I can just take that and then fix it up in a second. So that's not that bad. The issue here is he's got the artillery pretty well walled in here with the forests, because I can't really scout it out properly. Yeah, so I finish off him. Do something like that. Pop my superpower, right? Get a good amount of stuff going off. Okay, here's the tank there. Yeah, I should have expected to see the recon go down here then. Okay. Yeah, but there's the trap there. So at least I know where the artillery is. And then I got a bunch of stuff ready to move in here as well. Alright, this actually is a decent position up here at this point. It's just I'm losing everywhere else, and I'm down in unit count and value total right now. And he's about to get a super as well. So he's about to, yeah, takes out my transport copter. Actually, oh yeah, that's a Drake firepower thing. Right, right. So there goes that. Yeah, there's a kill. He's falling back with his vehicles, which is smart. Okay. And then I move in like that, but unfortunately that's in range of the anti-air, which I can't see. Okay. So I'm able to take out his artillery finally, but again, all my units are weakened, and he's got tanks coming in at this point. So yeah, as far as resources go, I'm kind of on the back foot at this point. Right, okay. there goes the metal copter. Right, I mean, he's got a freaking swarm of tanks ready to move in here as well. 7 tanks? Jesus Christ. When did he get all of those? Okay. Yeah, that's not great. Is it? I didn't realize he had that many at this point. Holy fuck. Yeah. Okay, that would explain why he had such an easy time just swarming in there. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I know I built a medium tank. No, reload. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I do have control of the air over here for now. But that's very much for now. And since I'm on the back... Well, actually, I am ahead in income for the time being at this point. Temporarily, right? But the other thing is, so I have the medium tank out. I have a lot of stuff ready. The issue, of course, is, first of all... Well, actually, it looks like the unit count isn't even that bad. 28, 27. Nah, it's kind of bad. It's kind of really bad. But I can get around the unit count a little bit. The issue here, actually, is the difference between these two. Like, he's going to get his superpower after I get my hyper upgrade, which sucks. Because it means I'm not going to be able to do much against his pushes after the fact. Yeah, and he's got this guy ready to move in and cap. Okay. And this guy as well, because I didn't finish off his transport copter. Okay. Cool. Okay, there goes the anti-air. And I go for the hyper upgrade, but again, he's just going to be able to pop his superpower and weaken me again. And I'm not going to really have any counterplay to that. Honestly, I don't know if the hyper upgrade was the better play there. No, I think what I should have done... Yeah. Unless this guy needed to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I needed to move. Okay, that's why. I was going to say. But yeah, I'm very much exposed over here. He's got 3 tanks here. He's got 4 tanks up here. Nah, like, I just took too many losses very early on in this. I need to be more careful. Basically just let him come to me. Yeah. So the issue that I think I was having in this map is I overextended significantly because I didn't realize how small the map was. This map is actually really, just geographically, it's quite small. Like, as you saw, he was able to get all the way to this in 2 turns with his tanks. Which is basically at the comm tower. Whereas I... 3, 4, 5, 6... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Yeah, I was back here. So... Yeah, that's the issue of going for the comm tower like that. What I should have been doing was probably just grouping up my tanks in the center area around here on these properties, maybe around this comm tower or something, because that makes it a lot easier for my tanks to go for. And I should have probably just sent them this way to begin with, because it is, well, up this way was probably fine. But yeah, overall, that early game overextension, and I just overextended like crazy where I doubled and tripled down on it, which was nuts. But yeah, the other thing that isn't great when you're trying to fight Drake, even if you have Andy, is he pops his superpower, and then any of your units that are on like cities or bases or whatever, you lose the repair money for them anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna just resign around there. 2731. Yeah. There's no chance that's recoverable. I would say, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think turn. Okay, I gotta restart this. I think as soon as I overextended into here, that was where I fucked up. Yeah. Honestly, the artillery play was really good by my opponent, actually. Because he had... Actually, no, that's all he could afford. But yeah, the artillery served him pretty well here. And on a smaller map like this, artillery is decent to back up your units. Like, I was able to overwhelm it and stuff, but... That's only... Yeah, okay. And the other thing was I wasn't really able to afford medium tanks for most of the map because the income just wasn't there, and I was spending most of it every turn. So that was another issue I was running into. Had I gotten the medium tank up here early enough, that might have been a bit more useful. Okay. I think I've learned a lot from just going through this again. Here's something you can take out of this, actually. Is you always need to be cognizant of how quickly your enemy can get to places that can reinforce the places that you are about to go into, especially on fog. Like, you can obviously see on standard and high funds, which is what fucked me up because I haven't been playing fog for quite a while because the last couple of high funds games took forever. But yeah, you need to be very cognizant of what your opponent is able to attack you with. And had I not, like, this forest is definitely a trap. This one too. Because my opponent can just reinforce to there really fucking easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. But yeah, they can attack into that pretty easily. Unlike if this were a city, this would be even like a silo. This would be much safer. Because he wouldn't be able to consistently kill me with 2 attacks with the tanks, but that's still because he doesn't have because it's a single comm tower map and he can't consistently wall break. But here's the thing, why that would still be kind of risky because one, he could just go for the double tap, and even if I have a tank to back it up, that's still one tank that I have that, well, with Andy it's maybe a bit different. Because you can afford to take heavy HP losses so long as you don't actually lose a unit. Because you can always just send it back and then send it to the rear and then bring it back with the hyper upgrade later. I mean, my opponent did a very good job of making sure that he finished off my units properly. Which is what you have to do when you're playing against Andy, right? Yeah, okay, so, yeah. But yeah, you like I was saying, you have to be very, very, very cognizant of where your opponent can reach. I'd say within 2 turns, like, the 2-turn reinforcement zone there into this forest is what fucked me up more than anything else. Like, had I stayed in the back here with my tanks and stuff, and then just jumped on him when he tried to contest my comm tower cap, I would have been fine, because I would have had 2 tanks in this area. He only had, like... Yeah, so... Yeah, just stay back here. He could have moved in with the artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, like, there. He could have moved into. That would have been pretty safe for him, honestly. But yeah, you definitely don't want to just send out your tanks like that, like crazy. Yeah, even if I had gone to Very, you could have just bopped me with the Artie. Okay. But yeah, I definitely overextended like crazy. You definitely need to be cognizant of where your opponent can reinforce to. You don't want to be too far into their zone. Especially on a map like this where he can pretty much reinforce from both of these bases at the same time if you want. So you can just pump out units this way. They can both reach this area at about the same time. It would be a bit of a different story if it were more mixed base, or the bases were a bit more spread out, so that it would be more so one base, two base. But on a map like this where the production is more condensed, you definitely need to be more cognizant of than I was of how quickly your opponent can reinforce to these areas. Okay. Anyways, that's enough for today's dissection of what kicked me out of 1200k. I was really... It's funny, because I was, like, considering for a while, just, it's 1200.5. Like, I barely got in, so I definitely need to finish up a couple more games, and then I'll be more consistent with it, right? I need to hold the actual 1200. Like 12, 15, or 20 or so was about where it would be if I were being consistent. But whatever. After I get to that sort of ratio, I'll be back with another season. But for the time being, we're going to be sticking on where we are now. I forget if it's season 4 or 5. I think it's 5. Technically. But, like 15 episodes or whatever is a bit short for, 14 episodes is a bit short for a season anyways, so I'm hoping to get it to like 20 or so, and then, if I can get back to 1200 by 20 episodes in this season, that'd be great. Anyways, that will be it for today. If you enjoyed, please go ahead and like and subscribe and all of that other nonsense, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now. See ya.